Aloha and welcome to the Enthusiast Paradise podcast. Today I have my classmate Abraham. What's
Hi.
up?
Hi. Nice to meet everybody. This is very great, or this is new for me. So sorry if there's a bit of like slip ups or anything like that, or if I seem nervous. But overall, I'm very excited for something like this and being able to talk on a podcast. It sounds great.
Yeah. Thank you for doing it. I really appreciate it. Tell me a little bit about you,
So
where you're from and stuff like that. So
Yeah, of
people
course.
can kind of get to know you.
For the past 7 years, I was living in Mexico City with my family, and that's where I graduated high school. And then I came all the way out here because it was not necessarily demanded, but my family really wanted me to go to college in the U.S. So
Okay.
you want to go to college in the U.S., so I chose probably the farthest point away from the United States, and I was here in Hawaii. And so far, it's been really great for me. I absolutely love it here. And right now, I'm studying computer science in here at HPU. I'm a freshman, and overall, the college experience has been pretty fun for me. And I've been doing great academically, and I love it. It's been great.
So from Mexico City, what is life like over there?
Well,
I've never been. So.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I'll give you a rundown. So interestingly enough, it's cold. That's probably the best way I could say it because
Okay.
we're on the mountains, and interestingly enough, it's a very diverse population. You got a lot of people from Korea. You got Americans as well, but the Korean population is pretty strong in the capital too, and it's very metropolitan. Like imagine a bigger New York, but
Okay.
less hectic and like less of a nasty smell. Because I've been out there in New York and it just smells rancid. Yeah, no, trust me. And in Mexico City, you
That's
don't
funny.
get that. Yeah, you don't get that rancid
So
smell.
it's like cleaner?
A lot cleaner.
Oh, wow.
It's
Okay.
there's a lot of greenery around the city, and some of my favorite areas just they not necessarily encourage, but there's just a lot of plant life everywhere, and it's just not necessarily overrun with plant life, but they do like there's this feeling that these buildings are overcompassing you, but then these trees as well, they're just as tall too, so it's just this, and everything's spaced out. It feels great, and it's a great city, absolutely.
I have a friend that's like going there in the next couple weeks or maybe next month, and I was like, dang, I wish I could just go.
You
know?
should. It's
Yeah.
great. I highly recommend it. And food-wise, it's also the best. I mean, it's great. I call it home.
That's awesome. So how do you like adjusting to Hawaii? Like what's it been like for you coming here? It's like an island 'cause it's so much different.
So there's a lot to it too, because not only is it just adjusting to, obviously Hawaii and then the difference in culture from mainland, but it's also just, the experience of finally being on my own. Like I'm very new to everything.
Right,
Fair enough.
right.
And it's been
You're
great.
like half the adult now.
Yeah, I'm adulting. No, but it's been great. I mean, everything can be shipped online to you, so what's the point going to a supermarket, right? And overall, it's been great. There is a big difference that I'd say between, living in Hawaii and then somewhere like California or somewhere like, or somewhere else in the United States that I'm used to. And part of the difference comes from like, you expect there to be a lot more of a social difference, but like, I think the biggest difference is probably the fact that like when you look out your window, it's just that nature encompasses, for me at least, like a lot of what I'm not used to. Because like take example Mexico City, it's polluted. Like you never see the sky, but then out here
Oh, wow.
it's sunny 24/7, and I'm not used to that. I think it's an
Right, okay.
absolute blessing.
Yeah, in Los Angeles, there's like a huge
Oh my
cloud
God.
like every morning that is not a cloud. Like it's obviously, the smog and stuff. And it's funny because some friends will be like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "It's from your car. It's your car exhaust, my guy."
Yeah, I got family out in Pico, and they never tell me anything about the weather, but it's super hot over there, and it's hotter than here, honestly. Like a lot of
It can be, yeah,
yeah.
it can be.
like
It's been really weird the last few years, I feel like, because I've been to LA so many times, and there were some times that it was like freezing, and so I don't know what's going on with like the climate, but I feel like it's definitely been different.
I've heard a lot about like the north weather thing coming down right now, and everybody like freezing out over there, and like even Florida. Like I got buddies in Florida that are saying it's cold now because of like I don't know what's going on.
Do you believe in
weather-wise.
climate change and like this whole ozone thing? Like what are
I'm
your
not
thoughts
gonna
on
lie.
that?
All right, here we are.
Uh-oh.
Hey, here we are. Okay, nothing too crazy, but like when it comes to weather phenomena, I think it's okay. I don't want to sound crazy, but I think it's overhyped. That we as a species are adding so much impact to it, when in reality, nature is also taking its course to climate change. That's a very oversimplified version of what I'm saying. Like, don't get me wrong. I feel like we as a species can still impact the climate, we can still impact the environment around us, but there's also just nature at play that is also affecting our world that's not really talked about as much. Like, I'm not underplaying climate change, don't get me wrong.
Right, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And, like, for example, like, I'm not saying we're like a weak species or whatever, but like, if our orbit is off by like the slightest bit, we all die or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy stuff. And the same thing works with the climate, really. I mean, like, if we were to talk about the end of the world, I think that's the most realistic way we die out. Like some next ice age or some next heat wave that we can't control.
So to some extent you do, but I like that you want to highlight other things.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you look at like the time when the dinosaurs were here and shit like that, obviously where did they go, right? Like, they weren't driving around in cars and like smoking cigarettes, you know what I mean? So
they were
that would be a good logo now that I think about it.
Hey, you
T-Rex
should
smoking
bet
cigarette.
that. Yeah, you should bet that. Overall, though, I mean, I'm not too familiar when it goes to like talking about the prehistoric times, but that in itself is such an interesting, not necessarily era of discussion, but you can see a lot of like how like there's just a lot of radiation, I guess, and then you see the fossils of just these huge animals and stuff like that. I mean, that's also great. It's really cool stuff too. And then just oil as a whole, everybody's fighting over all that stuff too, and like that's
Fighting over oil, yeah.
Who doesn't?
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised they haven't, like, the technology hasn't been created to, or maybe it has and I just don't know about it, to like fuel our cars, not like the way Elon has done it with like electricity, but like with like compost or something. Like, because it wasn't that kind of shown in like Back to the Future, where he was like throwing a bunch of bananas in his in the DeLorean, and then he was like, okay, now we have the energy.
Yeah,
like,
Mr.
and I'm like,
Future.
I feel like that. I was like, dang, that's so close to happening. And then now, fast forward, because I was watching that when I was a kid. Fast forward, now we have like electric cars, and I get that, but like, it's just now it's something you have to pay for the electricity, which some people don't know that, by the way.
No,
that you have to pay to like the electricity, right, to charge up your car. Like, some people don't know that. I was like, you don't know. Like, it's not free. Like,
fully. I mean, I'd buy an electric car if the energy was free to charge it. That sounds great, but I think part of the scarier part comes from the fact that, like, the batteries needed to make the electric cars, that's still just as environmentally impactful as like the lithium batteries and stuff, and like, all the.
I'm glad I brought that up because I did kind of want to hear what your opinion was about that.
Oh, yeah,
because I'm a lover of technology, but like there are certain things I like classic, and like I love the iPhone, or like I love being able to have like a handheld computer.
Right.
But something like an electric car, not really up my alley,
Yeah, I know, I get you. In like the technological extent, I think, God, if I could, I mean, I really can't, because like when it comes to social networking and everything like that, like you meet people and you got to know other people in network. But if I really could, I'd buy a Nokia. I mean, I wouldn't have an iPhone. I just have the simplest interface of technology and just call my mom and dad whenever, and that's it. But there's like not necessarily a societal pressure to have social media and everything like that, but there's just like I don't know if you've heard of Into the Wild, but it's this book by I forget who it's by. It's like John Krakauer or something. And the point of that book is that there's this man. His name he passed away, Chris McCandless, and he was very well known for, essentially. This is a super like conversational shift, but this is just something I've had on my mind for a bit. This guy Chris McCandless, basically what he does is, after graduating, I forget the college, but it's like a really like elite stuff, like not Harvard level, but like Emory or something. It's like somewhere East Coast, I think. Point is, he graduates top of his class. He makes his parents happy in graduating and like fulfilling what they want. After that, he completely runs away from home and escapes, and just goes around the entire USA, creating like a new identity, new everything, yada 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 yada, with the ultimate goal to go to Alaska. And then in Alaska,
he had to make a new identity to go to Alaska. Like,
no,
he couldn't have just gone.
He didn't. The point though wasn't making a new identity to go to Alaska. It was just trying to get rid of everything that he had, like even in identity. So he wanted to reset it. Yeah, it was crazy because he goes to Alaska, he runs away, he dies in the wilderness.
Oh,
And
shoot.
yeah, I mean, but it's a whole story. There's
Forgot
a
to eat the right ferns and stuff.
That's how he died. It was
He
like
ate the wrong fern.
he ate the wrong ferns apparently. There's a lot of speculation as to how he died, but they found the body, so it wasn't anything crazy like a bear attack. But I think the main takeaway from that story was that like everybody was criticizing this guy when the story came out. That's what the book talks about as well. Like so many different opinions about this guy, the family's opinions, but the whole like
Interesting.
yeah, the whole true purpose of that story, we could say, was no matter what people said about the guy, no matter what we can still say about the guy, is to an extent he lived a very happy life on his own. But even I think one of my favorite parts about the book is that it explains, like in his final diary, like his biggest regret or something regards not being able to share this experience with people. That was the ultimate regret he died on. Absolutely love the story. There's a movie based on it. I've briefly watched it, but Vince Vaughn's in it.
The guy just like, you could have just went camping with like 4 or 5 friends.
Yeah,
Like,
he
still
could
been
have.
alive, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
there's other ways
We
to
could
get that through,
pretend
yeah.
to change our identities. Do we want to? You know, I've actually read something recently where in Japan you can actually like pay people to like give you a whole new identity.
I've heard of that too.
Yeah, have you seen that?
Yeah, I have seen that. There's a really good movie based on that. It's super recent. It's
I
got.
kind of want to do it, like just the plot.
Me too,
And then
honestly.
just be like,
Wouldn't
just
it-
kidding, guys, I'm back. Just do it for like a month. But, like,
I think that's because specifically I think they pay for foreigners as well to do that. Like they'll pay for a white guy to like be a white guy. And like, all right, you're the white guy. We're gonna have you do this. Just follow a script and blah blah blah. And like, there's a movie based on it that's really cool too with Brendan Fraser, and that came out recently called Rental Family, and that basically discusses the same thing. And it's like our Western perspective, kind of like getting a good understanding as to why people would pay money for like fake friends or for like somebody to come in and like be that fake person. And he basically acts as that fake person, like the guy that you hire to like do certain jobs.
that sounds familiar. It kind of reminds me of, I don't know if this is another movie where you can like rent a best man or something. I've seen that too.
I think that's part of it as well too, because he kind of does do that in the movie.
Oh,
as
he does
well.
do that. I wonder if
Yeah,
that's the
it's
same
pretty cool.
movie I'm thinking of then.
It could be, but
Which that kind of makes sense if like you're like really maybe super introverted person. You didn't really like, you have like a very successful career and didn't really work hard on like creating a good social circle.
right.
It could kind of make sense that like that would be interesting to you.
I think not to interrupt, but I think that's what people do for their funerals. Interestingly enough, like they'll pay
Really?
a guy, to like. There's these memes about it that you'll pay a guy to like cry and like throw themselves at your grave and everything like that. But I'm pretty sure there is a way to like, which is interesting because like, why would you care who goes to your funeral, right? I mean, some people fake their deaths over that kind of stuff to see who would actually go or attend your funeral. It's crazy stuff, man.
I
But
mean, I would like fake my death if I was like worried about like somebody coming after me. But like
Yeah.
obviously I'm not involved in anything that I would need to fake my death.
yeah, I'd probably fake my. If I were to fake my, it would have to be like extreme scenario, like obviously. But just the whole concept of, I don't think when I pass away, I want to hire anybody to go to my funeral. I mean, I can't really care how my funeral's handled because I'm dead, right? Like would you?
Well, like that's why people set up wills, so like they can actually,
Oh,
you can actually put in like what you want or whatever.
and then
if
like
you
who
make it
gets the
specific.
stuff and everything. But like for example, would you want to pay like some random guy on Fiverr like $500 to like attend there and like cry and like pretend?
No, I would
things are wrong?
definitely like. I would definitely throw a friend some cash to like
Oh, yeah.
to like stir the pot a little bit, you
Okay,
know,
yeah,
like
that I get
like
it.
just to be funnier or
That's cool.
or something. I told my friend, I'm like, she has to MC it. It has to be BYOB. No, it has to be open bar. It has to be a DJ. Like we were joking one day, and I was like, this is all the things I need. She was like, you might have to like write that down.
For the funeral.
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool. Would you, now, not to go back, but I think it's also a really interesting question with like the whole paying thing in Japan, like paying for a friend or like paying for the concept of it, at least from what I understood from the film and from what I understood from the actual industry, is that you could basically pay a random stranger, and like you probably have to pay more depending on the request, but they can basically fulfill any of your like request that has to do with like pretending. I don't think you could just pay this guy to like do your groceries. I mean, you could, but that's like a whole different thing. But like, would you pay for like a fake friend to like be with your other friends, or like what would you like? If given that opportunity, what would you do with like that whole fake pay person thing?
Interesting. Okay, so I guess people would pay like, I mean, I would need like a scenario. Like I don't know of a scenario that I would need a fake friend, but like I think what you're kind of referring to is I've read about, and I think it is also in Japan where they pay for like someone to hang out with,
Yeah.
or like I think there's one where like they like someone to cuddle with or something like
Oh,
that.
yeah. That's
Like
part
stuff
of
that
it,
gets a little more intimate or whatever. That's like not like that, you know,
too. Mhm.
explicit. But if you think about it, like there's so much worse things people pay for.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, like that's not like really that crazy. Like
It's
let's
not
just
like
say,
it's not super
let's
typical.
just say, yeah, you paid like two people to like hang out with you and play Pokemon with you all day.
Yeah.
Like that might be useful for someone who's like super socially awkward and like
Mhm.
isn't good at making friends like out in the wild, which I know people like that, you know what I
Right.
mean?
I get you.
Because you kind of have to flock to a flock that's similar to you.
Mhm.
So like it's kind of like those loners, and it like that could be good because I don't know. I could see a benefit, I guess, in
Yeah.
some ways. I mean, I wouldn't personally. I think I'm cool enough that I don't need to
Yeah.
do
that. You got a podcast for a
Why?
reason, right?
But I can see why like other people might use that
Mhm.
for some reason. But like also like if you have people that are like really struggling with like depression
Yes.
and like they pay someone to just like be around, like that might not be a bad thing. You know
I'm
what
sure
I mean?
that's how it works over there.
Yeah, that might not be a bad thing. Like they just have someone that's like there,
Present.
so you could do like I don't know. I mean, I guess that would kind of make sense.
I've heard people pay out to simulate families. Like they'll pay somebody to act as the mother, somebody to act as the son, and then the guys.
So what do they
there.
do? Like come over every day?
Yeah,
How does that
I
work?
get. I mean, maybe not every day, but maybe it's for like
Like
sessions.
every
I
Sunday,
assume.
like we have family dinner and like, oh hey mom, and you just like act out your childhood. Like
Or-
that's some, I don't know like where you are borderline mental problems though that you're like pretending.
Yeah.
Like just get into acting at that point and like go be in a TV show, you know?
Right, but then at the end of the day,
And then you get paid to
to
pretend.
pretend, right? But at the end of the day, I
It's
don't
the
think
other way around.
it's like your how do you say it? Maybe it's like an advanced like because at the end of the day, yeah, you might as well go into acting, but you're faking a scenario for like your own like enjoyment or for like your own fulfillment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, like this would just be to experiment. I think it'd be funny, but like I would probably pay out for like a fake like rental family in like Japan or something, and like probably document the whole experience just to see maybe their input on it and how it works. But I think it'd be pretty funny to do with like friends or whatever. I mean, I'm sure it could be fun for like for content. I'm sure at least.
Yeah. Like to do it for like a content reason would be interesting, just to see like. But I don't know. I don't know that I could do it for like days. You know what I mean? Like when you're like doing it for days and then I don't know.
I'd be cruel, honestly. I'd be because like halfway through it, like I'm sure.
What if they're like not a nice family?
Yeah,
They're
no,
just
but
like
they-
hating you.
But what am I paying for?
Or do
I
you
mean,
do you make up the scenario? Like do you
Yeah, you
tell
have
them
to.
what the characters
I'm
do?
sure you have to do. I'm sure you act like a director while also act. It's like Mike Myers or whatever. You're like acting in it while directing it. But like for example, like I'm sure
Like
there's
you might as well
scenarios.
direct a movie at that point.
I know,
Do
but
it
like
just,
you're in the
after
movie. I
the
mean,
movie.
I don't know. You might as well do it for
Interesting.
content, right?
I wonder what mental disorder that is.
I'm sure.
Interesting.
I'm sure there's some. It's like I don't know. Maybe like it has to stem from like some childhood thing. I'm sure, like a lack of parental figure or whatever. So you're not.
I don't know how
paying-
you even found out about that. Like,
Dude, it's a
I don't know how to
movie.
look at
I
your-
swear it's a
your search
movie.
history.
It's
yeah.
a movie. It's a movie. Highly recommend.
With Brendan Fraser.
With Brendan Fraser. He's had such an interesting like Hollywood rebound, I'd say. I don't know if like we could talk about like celebrity culture here. I mean, I'm not super into it, but he's had such a
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
it's a cool 180 for like Brendan Fraser.
I haven't seen The Whale, which is like
And
was supposed to be like
it's a drag. I don't know.
supposed to be super like oh my god like
It's
yeah I don't know. I was like all right, but I didn't watch it yet, so I can't say like I can't.
I'm not gonna diss it or anything, or I'm not, like you should still watch it and enjoy the experience that you get out of it. But it's very, I don't know, like it meets every criterion of like this is what the Oscars would expect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
It's
feel like
like-
it's kind of it's definitely like fake a little bit. Like
It-
they
it
already
is.
kind of know
It
which
is.
ones are gonna win. you know?
Whoever pays the most, whatever gets more money. I think the only time I've ever been excited about like an Oscar victory, like I've actually yelled in joy, was like when Godzilla won. Like that was crazy.
I do
That
love
was-
those movies.
That was
though,
actually
weirdly
crazy.
enough.
I
Even
love
though
those
people like I do love when they're like Godzilla fighting and like I don't know, those were always fun.
It's a genuine art. I love it.
Or Avatar. Have you seen the Avatar?
Avatar, the
The
blue
new one?
people, or the
Yeah.
I have not
The-
seen. I have not seen Fire. It's Avatar 3. I haven't seen Avatar 3, but I've seen so much like not people ripping on it online, but the whole like the Colonel, what's his name? I forget the bad guy in the movie getting with the fire people and everything like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of funny content on that.
Oh, really like memes?
Yeah, that was funny.
I kind of like that guy.
Yeah.
I liked it. I mean, it's definitely with previews. It's like a 4-hour movie. So
Oh yeah, but it's worth it.
you have to like be prepared for that. Like my friend and I, we shot a podcast and then we went and watched it, and I was like, we have to buy like every snack in the theater because this movie's freaking long. And like,
It is.
I think I fell asleep at one point, and then I went to the bathroom like twice probably because I'm like, dude, it's so long. Like,
But it's an art, At the end of the day, like I feel like
it's kind of the ones you gotta see it like twice.
yeah, I get it.
And then the second time you see it, you leave like in the beginning, and then you come back, and then hopefully you're awake the whole rest. You know what I mean? Like,
I get you.
I think I know like where I fell asleep. You know, it's
Yeah.
like.
But if I were to watch Avatar, like I've seen Avatar 1, Avatar 2 is cool, but like I think I'd even watch it just to like see all the visual effects. Like it's probably good background noise because like yeah, you can get invested into it, but it's also just such a great spectacle to look at. I mean, I think it's worth it even for that extent.
Well, they did good. I think they did a good job with the storylines
That's
with
cool.
it too. So, yeah, it was good. I'm a huge Avatar fan. I have to go and like go buy the cups and stuff. But I didn't do it when I went, but they're probably sold out. But that's how into like the Avatar I am. I'm like, wait, where's all the merch?
That's so cool.
Yeah. No, it's worth it. I was gonna ask you about like what got you into computer science and
Hmm.
more about like AI stuff.
Oh yeah, of course. So essentially, I was at a fork in the road when it came to what I wanted to do for college. I was originally planning on chemical engineering because that's one of the most versatile degrees you can get. For example, a chemical engineer can work at a power plant and get like a 6-figure job, but a chemical engineer can also work at a bakery and like have their own business and everything like that. So super versatile, and it's engineering, so it could probably get you anywhere. But I wasn't really like. It's not like high school chemistry totally made me like switch off from it. I wasn't the best in chemistry, but it really made me reflect that I'm choosing something so broad that it's not really a specific, like there's nothing limiting to it, like, and then that makes you reflect and think, how am I supposed to like stack up to like wanting to do something if there's no like I'm not an engineer, I'm not this, I'm not that. I didn't have a role, and computer science came out mostly because of the whole AI stuff, and I knew, hey, AI is pretty cool right now, and I'm like we talked about, we could have a whole episode about movies if we could, but like I really enjoy film and science fiction, so, and then obviously instead of becoming a director, I wanted to pivot towards the actual science behind it, like like I want to keep studying in more fields based on artificial intelligence because it's like, it's emulating what I used to love growing up and everything like that, and that's something I want to continue doing to like furthermore and bring that kind of science fiction aspect into reality. And there's.
Are you afraid that like they're not going to need people that know AI stuff?
They are. They definitely are. They
do you think they are?
Yeah, they 100% are. I think it's silly to think that people. Well, I know the whole data or the AI bubble or whatever is popping and everything like that, and like people are kind of like looking away from the whole artificial bubble, but no, I mean, you like especially for coding and everything like that, like you gotta have people that understand the language of how the AI runs and how the AI works and everything like that. Like,
but if you can teach AI how it runs and how things work, then why would you need a human to know it? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that's kind of like the argument. Like, I'm just playing devil's advocate because I did watch a podcast from the Diary of the CEO, and he interviews this guy who's like in AI, and he's like, oh, in just so many years, like we're gonna have basically like no jobs for humans. And like, I don't know that I necessarily believe that, but it makes you think. You know what I mean? Like, ooh, like what jobs will it take away? You know?
There are definitely jobs that not only have been taken away, but will continue to get taken away. I saw this video about a guy whose freelance writing job immediately destroyed.
Oh.
Like imagine, like, do you really need a freelance writer now if you have ChatGPT right here?
Right.
And
And then when it can like give you sources too, and you're like, yo, find me 3 sources. It's not perfect though, because like I'm always very, very careful because it makes mistakes for sure.
It does. Not only that, but there's this thing called, I forget what it's called, but it's when the AI is hallucinating. What that means, this is really interesting. This is really interesting because
Yeah. Never heard of this.
the job of the artificial intelligence, especially with like ChatGPT or Sora or anything, is it's got to fulfill your request to its best extent. When an AI hallucinates, that means it can create its own artificial sources just to meet your needs. So ask it something, ask it anything,
And you're like, wait a second, this isn't actually like an article. It's like a.
it's a yes. It's
you know,
not
it's
a
like
real
a,
link.
it's like a, it's a link, and it does go to a something, but it's like that wouldn't really necessarily be substantial to like
Exactly.
an
It's-
actual source expected from, you know, a college professor or something, right?
Exactly. So
Because they don't mind online, they don't mind websites and online sources, but they also want books, they want, you know,
right. They want like real in-depth sources. Sometimes
journals, stuff like that.
the AI is going to come up with an entire source completely on its own. It's not even a real source. So interestingly enough, here's a bit like a rundown on machine learning. The whole point of machine learning is that it's going to loop itself like 1 billion times to find the most effective route to meet the task. So like take a car, it's going to run around a racetrack like 1 billion times until it finds the most effective route to run. In machine learning, or like when you give it a task, it's if that means like going against your morals and everything like that, it's going to meet that task. So that's why, yeah. So that's why I feel like creating, or if you need like for a book report or anything like that, it's going to try to give you the best sources. But sometimes it can't find those sources, so it's going to make something up. That's when an AI is hallucinating.
Interesting.
And that's where the whole con argument starts getting out, and that's where people, you know, realize that hey, you know, we still need people to run this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And like that's kind of like why I believe that even if AI were this flawless machine, if we ever get to that point, which I'm sure we will, I still think that people are still gonna have to be behind like how an AI operates and everything like that. Because if AI did everything on its own, then it's just gonna hallucinate the most effective route to its best will. You know what I mean? And then, God, I had a talk with a friend back in Mexico City about this, but it's probably one of the best talks I've had. With my buddy about artificial intelligence. I can't get super into the details about it, but say like an
Is he working in AI?
Oh no, he's like me. Like we're both like at the same level of coding and everything like that. But one of the most interesting talks about this or about artificial intelligence is that it's going to grow at such an exponential rate that we won't understand its own growth. Like it's a super growth. And then that leads to the illusion that it's the whole sci-fi scenario where, okay, it wants to find the most peaceful alternative to life, so it's going to kill everybody, and then that's the ultimate peace.
Oh no.
That's
Make sure to say thank you to your AI.
Yeah, say thank you to ChatGPT, guys. But what I'm getting at is it's beyond just wiping out the human race. That's silly. I'm talking about the AI itself growing to such a level that like it reaches newfound like areas of science that we just can't understand because it's growing so much.
Interesting.
And that's a whole theory that they have going on that could happen.
Like it's gonna figure out time travel or something.
That's
and
what
like it knows the equation already, and it's like I just have to ask it that question. Like no one's asked it yet.
Essentially, yes. Wow. Like, but it's beyond our comprehension, and obviously it's going to tell you like right now, no, we don't have the results to it. But it's
because humans haven't inputted the answer yet into the AI, right? Because right now that's what I was telling people. I was telling my uncle because my uncle's very into it right now, and I said, be careful because whatever you're telling it, it's learning about you. So if you're like talking about me and talking about your neighbor and talking about this, like now it's learning about me and it's learning about your neighbor and it's learning about whatever you're telling it. So I was like, in a way, you're teaching it what you want it. You're kind of guiding it to be specified to yourself, you know, or whatever. But it's very interesting.
It is because at one point, ideally, it's not going to need our data anymore. It's just going to find data on its own. Like it's going to feed itself everything, and when it does, that's how we get to the ultimate. Not God. I'm not going to say it's God, but that's how you get to like, okay, now I know what time travel is.
Yeah, I think it's like way too much.
Oh yeah, no, don't worry. I'm sorry. You can cut that out. Right? Point is, the whole growth, I guess, that's what people expect would happen, and then that's how people expect the idea that, all right, if it's going to grow so big, then that means we don't need people on the job anymore, right? We don't need data scientists. We need computer scientists to do this, to do that, blah. Get them out. I think it's going to take a long time to really get to that point where the AI has just reached like its max capacity and everything like that.
Well, the thing too is, I guess the issue they're having is we can't build data centers and stuff fast enough to be able to like have more
to catch up with its
to
growth.
catch up, right? So like they have to kind of offload stuff. They have to do whatever they have to do right now.
Mhm.
So it's like, I mean, are we even going to be able to have enough space right now to be able to then build? You know what I mean? Like it's too much. Like we can do too much, but that
We
has
need
to be
too
built
much.
first,
Yeah.
right? You got to have the data center first to be able to have the information.
Mhm.
Then you can grow and grow and grow and grow. So it's like I feel like there's going to be different funnel stopping points like that
Mhm.
that are going to slow it down unintentionally. Like I know they want to create stuff and they're excited and open AI and it's like all popular, but I think those things are going to start happening and it's going to like naturally bottleneck the kind of slowing down of it.
I agree. Yeah, sorry. That's good. I get excited when it comes to talking about this AI stuff. But resource-wise, yeah, no, it does get to like
And then power and electricity,
to
right?
power everything. It requires a lot. But this is oversimplifying the whole thing. But we've experienced this before with the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah.
I mean, history just repeats itself. I'm sure once people stop fearing power plants, which I don't think people really fear power plants anymore, but once like nuclear fusion becomes a lot more global, I'd say, because right now it's super limited and like it does require a lot of resources to actually run a nuclear fusion. But the idea is that like the ultimate energy source is something that we don't have to put much effort into, and then it releases a lot of energy. That's nuclear fusion. So this is oversimplifying it by tenfold. But if I were to, like if I really wanted to solve the AI data problem, I'd resort to nuclear energy. But that's also expensive. That's also costs a lot of time. That also costs a lot of money. But I'm sure in the next 10, 15-ish, 20 years, like once that, rate of like damage or like the whole energy water plants, like, God, I got my tongue tied. But we're gonna find a way around like the whole energy deprivation thing and like how to resort to different energy means for the data centers and everything like that. I'm sure of it.
I'm very curious on what other new technology is gonna like what I see right now is kind of like we're going back in time. Like everybody's and actually just this happened yesterday. Went to an event and somebody was about to take a picture, and so I kind of like moved out of their way.
Right.
And then I realized that they're using one of those cameras that goes wah, 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 wah,
What?
to like take it to the store to like like one of the hand. Well, it's like the handheld one though. You got to take it to the store to develop.
Oh my god.
That takes like an hour, right? I think that's like the fastest you can do it now.
But why the old camera?
Because that's like a trend now. It's
yeah.
So, but what's
No, I
funny
see.
is, and my friends do that too. Like they're like, oh yeah, the generation after mine is like what Generation Y or whatever. They're like super into all of the older original technology that we had, but we were stuck with that. Like that's all we had.
Right.
And it sucked. Like having to then go take it to the store, then you have to wait, then you have to pay them because they developed it. I was like, dude, just pull your phone out, and now there's an app for it.
Well,
There's an app for that now. You don't even need the actual, and of course the app's not the same, and I get that.
Yeah.
But it's just funny to me because I'm like, dude, now everyone's reverting. Now people don't want phones, they want pagers.
Right.
Or they want very simple, or like
Minimal tech.
now the opposite. Like we have all this technology now that you can use, but then people don't want to be on Instagram, and they don't want to use the technology, and they don't want to have a phone that's smart.
They want to run away to Alaska.
They want to run away to Alaska and die in the wilderness.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Yeah.
But
Isn't that funny though? Like how that works?
Yeah, it all connects in a way. But interestingly enough, that's become a novelty. It's cool now. It's cool to like that kind of stuff. Like, it's cool to probably go see a movie on film because like my generation didn't get to experience that. We have all the digital stuff now. I mean, I was an iPad baby. I grew up with an iPad, but maybe it'd be cool to like get to see how they did it because it's a shift of things. I mean, instead of waiting for tomorrow to simplify everything, maybe I could just look back and see what existed then. I'm not gonna lie though. I mean, I don't want to critique anybody or anything like that. I mean, it's cool that you like all the old stuff, but it's I don't know, some people really play into the character and everything like that and really make it all about them. And I'm like, nah, just enjoy the novelty of the thing. Like, interestingly enough, this happened to me with vinyl recently. Like, me, and it made memories for me because back in Mexico City, you could go to a vinyl store and you could get a whole record, and these are like old records for like $100. That's like $10. And no, not even $10. That's like like $5. And these are like some very old vinyls that me, my dad, and my brother, we all collected. We spent probably like $100 at that vinyl store for this huge stack of just these old vinyls of like. My dad really wanted me to get some Barry White albums. I got a.
Barry White's good.
Yeah, I got no.
But see, but that's like kind of going backwards again.
It is.
Because we're already so advanced. We have even
Spotify,
better than the iPod. You know, like
is.
the cool thing about the chunky, big, fat iPod is you can literally have like your computer worth of music on there.
Right.
But now we have like Spotify, or we have like apps where you could just search whatever song. Yeah, Barry White. Boom! I have all these. You know, and some of them are remastered, so they sound kind of better than the vinyl.
They do. But there was something about that sound on the vinyl to me that I just felt like I realized that it's not really this is kind of diverting from the whole fun part about it, or from the whole like idea that like that we're reverting. But part of what I enjoyed about it was the fact that I actually got to experience it with my brother and my dad, and we got to collect this, and we got to work a record player, and then there's just this crisp sound that you get from vinyl that I can't explain, because on digital it's all perfect, but when I listen to it on vinyl, it feels like I'm there. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it's not cheesy
almost,
playing it, but
no, yeah, like it's almost like a live band.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I think like so. I was on someone's TikTok today, and they were playing like the purpose of their TikTok is they have a record label and they tell people to send songs in, and they'll like critique them or listen to them, and like if people like it on the stream, then they can put their stuff in the chat and like people can follow you. Like it's just kind of like a promotional. It was interesting. But anyway, this one dude sends a song in, and the guy has been making music for like 20 years, so like he can tell what how music's made. And as soon as he plays the track, he's like, "Yo, this is a song made by AI," and he wanted the dude to like tell him, and the guy was like, "No, it's not. Like it's not AI." He's like, "Dude, like I can tell it is."
Right. So
he ends up being like, "Okay, whatever. Let's listen to the song." So he's playing like half the song, and it's like way too perfect compared to the other songs he was just playing.
It's an AI.
Yeah. Like you can tell, like it probably is. And I actually sent in one of my songs, and he ended up playing it. And I was like, I'm just doing this for the content. I'm not
for the
screen record it. Yeah, I'm just gonna screen record this and do it for the content.
Right.
But he gave great critiques too for it, which is perfect. And like obviously my song's not AI.
Right.
But I'm not the producer of the song, so the critiques are useless to me because I can't change anything in the song.
But it's still real though.
Yeah, I sent it to my producer like, hey, cool. Just so you know, like we got some critiques on it. But it's always hard for me to critique because I'm like, bro, I don't know. It's too echoey. Like I don't know what to say. You know what I mean? Because you can hear like the volume in things sometimes. Like maybe like the music's too high or the vocals are too high. But I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert, so it's very hard for me to critique certain music. There's basically music that makes me like bop to it, and then there's music that I'm like, ugh, that's like just noise to me. Like that's pretty much all I can differentiate, I think. But it was interesting because I'm just saying like his ears were so honed in that he knew right away it was AI, and then he got kind of pissed at the guy because he was like, dude, just admit it. And then he offered for the guy to come on his stream and rap it live.
Jesus.
And the dude was like just arguing that it wasn't AI.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, dude, he just gave you an opportunity, like just do it. Like I mean, I would probably mess up some lyrics too, but it's not AI. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna sound just like me.
That's the whole thing about AI. Like we could talk about AI and like how it is growing and everything like that, but I think my biggest.
What do you think about people that are very anti-AI? What do you think about that? Because I think they're going to be at a huge disadvantage.
It depends because how they define artificial intelligence. It really depends how they define it because a lot of people's, from what I've seen,
like they won't even use ChatGPT. They won't use any of it.
Let them be then. I mean, at the end of the day,
go read a book then.
Like, go outside, touch grass. I don't care. Have fun.
I was just curious what you thought.
But I think it really depends on how they define artificial intelligence because, like in my bubble, I see people critiquing AI because, oh God, I'll tell you a story here from the college about somebody critiquing AI. But here, like in like the AI space, a lot of people think generative AI. That's what they're really targeting. Like
Oh.
AI making videos and like AI making music and like AI making people and everything.
Making creative stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I personally am a bit against it to an extent. I think there's a big extent. Like I'm not gonna. I went to an AI film competition actually. And that was surreal. That was weird. That was really weird because it's just these people like you're just
And it's
watching
like not
a
real
bunch of AI.
actors.
No, they're not.
Yeah, it's
And
creepy.
but not only is it creepy, it just felt a bit like bland. Like it really was bland. Like it was really just all these AI movies and like you can't really get an excitement out of that. And you know, some of them were at a higher quality, like 200, $300 were put into the prompts. All right, cool. But even then, like even if they were winners, what was so cool about or I don't want to say cool because it's AI or whatever. I don't get fucking like oh you're gonna put a knife to my head. But what was so cool about these AI films is that they managed to emulate already existing styles. Like the winner of that film competition was a stop motion film. It wasn't really stop motion, but it looked like stop motion.
Oh, interesting.
That's how AI films really win. Like you're not gonna watch an AI generated movie in its entirety because it has this character or because it looks like this actor. I mean, maybe you do, but at that point you're just boring. You're gonna watch it or find something interesting about it because it looks like something that you're already used to, or like it looks like an existing style and it replicates it to its best degree. That's what makes it cool. That's what makes it interesting. But even then, I'd rather just do the real thing. I'd rather see somebody go through the actual effort of making miniatures and stop
Well,
motion.
the one thing that I thought was interesting was those baby podcasts things went viral.
Those are hilarious. I do.
And those were good.
Somebody baby us. I think that'd be hilarious. That'd be really cool. I don't know if you can.
I made one of
Oh
me.
my god.
And the baby had tattoos and shit. And I was
Oh
like,
my
oh man,
God.
and the baby had black, but it looked like a boy. Like it looked like a little baby boy. And I was like,
That's funny.
that would be a very cute son. But
I would be babied.
people like, I think I ended up posting it at some point like 2 times.
Have
2
you-
different times.
As a creator, do you get critique when it comes to artificial intelligence or like?
I
you
don't
not
use
using
a
it?
ton of it.
Yeah,
so-
that's what I've noticed. Like you only use it for like certain like. It's
So
not
like I used it
yeah.
for that, but like
Mhm.
I don't really
You don't get
use.
critique out of it, do you?
What do you mean?
Like some people really hate on others for using AI.
No, like do people? No one really. People. Well, I would say my photographer was probably the only person that was like, we should just do this photo shoot outside. Like, call me up. And like, I don't really take that as a critique, but like, it was like a GTA app
Yeah.
that I used, and I was
That's
like,
cool.
this is so cool, and I was like, look, I'm a GTA character, you know, and
Yeah.
I posted it, and he was mad. He's like, we could do this real shoot in real life, like he was like all mad, and I was like, yeah, but I don't have long hair. Like
Yeah.
the GTA character had long hair. Like that's kind of the point. I guess I could put a wig on, but
Nah,
sounds like a lot of work, you
Yeah,
know?
it does. I
I
mean,
think
at the
kind
end
of
of the day,
that's. I think the biggest thing why people are attracted to AI, I think, is, and this might sound a little bad, but there are a lot of people that are not very creative.
that is true.
So like
No, I see.
they wouldn't have thought of that, or like they
Yeah.
wouldn't have come up with that. So then they're like sitting there and they're like, wait, you know, but creative people, like it's a fun process to like create a movie or like a short film, or like you can just pick that everything from picking the outfit to like the scene to the lighting to like the way they're gonna film it to like the script. Like that's fun for someone who's a creative.
It is
Someone who's not a creative and has no idea how to do any of that,
work.
they
That's what
don't
I
even
see.
know where to start.
Mhm.
But they don't even know where to start because they're not a script writer. Like I have friends that have ideas for stuff, but they don't know even where to begin because they've just never been introduced to that world, you know? They've never maybe done acting or whatever. But to someone like me who's done certain things, I'm like, oh, that could be really easy. It's just a shit ton of planning, obviously, right? Because you have to plan to film. Like when I filmed my movie that I told you about, I didn't show it to you.
No, it was a
right?
horror movie though. I saw the trailer. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, I
Really
showed you
cool
the
stuff.
trailer. Yeah, and see, none of that was made with AI.
Yeah, that was real.
You know, that's all filmed on a camera. We went out on location, but like we did it in like a day. Like that was a day of filming. Like
But it was fun, right? It was an art. Like it was an experience, and it was something that you get to show other people, and it's great.
But yeah, it was more fun though than it wouldn't have been fun to just like put it in a prompt and then like boom, there it is. And then the thing too is I would have had almost no creative control, right? I might not have liked how the tree looked, and like I wouldn't have liked that, and like when you're doing it yourself, like you have total control. Like I want the truck to drive down this road, and then we're filming the light like the headlights and like the lighting is cool because when the truck is going, like it's just natural lighting, like
It's
as
more
if it was
real.
dark. It's more
Yeah.
real, you know what I mean? And it's like you have the control of everything, the actors, the outfits, everything. And so, but for creative people, like I said, that whole process is fun, Not just watching at the end is cool too, and but I ended up actually getting that. So originally we filmed it and we used like a generic music right for it.
Right.
I think they ended up selling that generic music that we used.
Oh,
So I was like, oh, and I already submitted it. So I was like, oh my God, we gotta edit it now.
Yeah.
So my friend was like, don't stress. But I got an actual like award-winning producer basically to score it like live. So he just and which is like totally now its own, right? Like nobody can own it. Like that was scored
It's
specifically for the film.
All right, that's cool.
So which it ends up being better, And besides the name behind it and stuff like that, like besides that doesn't really matter. It's just the fact that now it's for the actual thing, which I like. I like that even better, right? And like for example, that could be something someone uses AI for, right? Like one piece of something, like that's not too bad. Like put the whole film that you worked on, and then you have AI do the thing. Like I can see that, but I think using AI to do all creative stuff is kind of like
it's boring.
Kind of boring.
You're not a real creator in that way. I mean, and then again, I can't be the one who applies rules to art or anything like that, or take it to that extreme. But I do also believe in the idea that an effort being put into something that you're creating should be shown. It should be something that's there. But
did you see the artist that sold an imaginary painting for like thousands of dollars? I'm not even joking, because that's where I also draw the line.
Buddy's
with
funny,
art.
all right. That's all.
But that's also where I draw the line with art, though.
Because it's not really that's not
Because
really
it doesn't.
art.
There's nothing.
Yeah, it's
He
just.
was like, "Well, here
awesome.
it is. Like,
It's really
this is my art," and then he like sold it for thousands of dollars.
What's it called? Like there's a whole banana and then the tape and then
Yes,
everything,
that too.
and then it's a lot of that, but it's like contemporary art or something.
But that
I
at
don't
least
know
it's
the label.
something. Like at least there was something. This
Yeah.
guy literally there was nothing. It was like an empty case, and he tried to say his painting was inside.
At that point, I'm not gonna applaud because it's art. I'm gonna applaud because that guy just made $1,000. I mean,
But yeah, because he basically scammed somebody. I'm like, how are you
Yeah.
gonna put that up in your house?
It's because
And then everyone in the comments were like, I got one of those too. It was so funny, dude.
We have one right here, actually.
Yeah. The comments were good though.
But interestingly enough, I think the whole point of those kind of arts is that you're supposed to be critiquing something. I mean, that's like a very I'm sure the banana tape thing was supposed to be a critique of this, critique of that, and it's supposed to be your assumption of it. But at that point, like with the whole the imaginary art, that's
funny,
no, that's
Can you imagine going to an art studio and being like, yeah, I got a piece you guys might want to buy. And they're like, what is it?
It's right here.
And you like roll in nothing, and they're like, well, where is it? It's right there.
It's right there.
Like you gotta be kind of a salesman to like pull that off. It's pretty
At
miracle.
that point, it becomes a business. At that point, I don't think it's art. I think
It's a
that's
scam.
that's just scamming people and making them believe that, hey, you could really think of something provocative because of this. Hey, there's a real message behind my imaginary art right here. I'm sure it's about perspective and like what you're imagining, but at that point, I mean, you're selling an experience. This is more monetary than I don't know.
I mean, he could have honestly
Dude.
put like a few dots on a canvas and like.
There are dots. What do you mean? It's right there.
That's what I'm saying though. Like he could have actually like done a little more. I don't know.
I would have made like a very fancy frame, and that's it. That's
I have to send you the link. It was very unbelievable.
That's
I was like,
hilarious. Oh my gosh, imaginary art. Art as a whole. I mean, I love stop motion, for example. I do stop motion. I think it's really fun. And then I like doing voices too. That's silly. And then but in AI as a whole, I mean, I got a story from here. I was in a class, we're talking about our majors and everything like that, and then it's like an argumentative writing class, so they want you to pick a side.
Yeah, I love those.
Yeah, it's fun.
love those.
I love the debating.
I love discussion posts too, and I just like argue with people in my class.
That's fun. And then at the end of the day, what I learned from that class is that this is a whole other thing, but basically like when you're arguing, there's extreme sides, and then maybe we need to realize that one side is just as wrong as the other side, and blah blah blah. American politics. Point is, I'm telling these people, yeah, maybe AI art can be good. I don't know. Maybe there is a use to it. Maybe, like, it is to an extent. I personally don't like it, but maybe at the end of the day, who knows? Maybe there could be something good out of AI art. And this was a while ago. This was when you're still questioning everything.
I think as long as it doesn't replace like as long as I can go to an art gallery and it's not just AI art, like I feel like then that's a waste.
That's what I'm fine with.
Like if somebody does a prompt and says, show me a painting of X, Y, and Z, and then they use that as like, okay, now I'm gonna paint this and use that as a reference, like that's different.
That is different.
Because you're still creating it. I feel like it's when like AI should be used to make our lives more convenient so that we can make more art.
Right.
It shouldn't be used to make art to where we have to like
slave away.
Like that doesn't make sense.
Feed it our water and everything.
Yeah.
The point is, now I'm a bit more on the side of like I don't really care or I don't really like AI art. I personally don't think I'll enjoy it. But back then I was like, you know what? I don't know. It'd be fun to argue for it because like it's an arguing class, so might as well. But
so you argued for it. Dang.
I thought it was fun. I thought it would be like, all right,
challenging.
Exactly, because that's what we're here for. You got to challenge our perspectives. This one girl, I'm not gonna name drop, but this one girl, she's just very anti, but to an extreme point. Basically, calling like generative imagery, or the reason why AI art is so bad is because it can create explicit photos of people and like of what it gets to such an extreme. And I'm like, hey, I disagree with that. That's wrong. But I think you're taking the debate to a whole other level, and that just makes me, you're trying to nail down to the point where, yeah, okay, I get it, AI art's bad. But that's such.
Oh, she was trying to, yeah.
It's a very different extreme, you know what I mean?
She was trying to reach a certain point in the debate, but I think actually a good counter to that is, but AI learned that from somebody.
Exactly, I mean.
Somebody put a prompt in that was explicit. AI didn't know that, right? And then AI tried to do what you wanted it to do, and it created whatever. So it's like, we're just as to blame for that, right? Like,
I agree.
Yeah.
But
just like anyone could draw something explicit.
It's a real argument, don't get me wrong, but her whole point was nailing down that, studying AI is wrong because it's hurting women, AI is wrong because, it's explicit and it hurts people, and like, it was just...
It's hurting women? I don't even know.
I don't know if AI hurts women, I'm not a woman. I mean, do you feel hurt by AI? I don't. It's just, I don't know, it got to like a very extreme point, and then that's when you realize that it's not really an argument anymore, it's just disagreements. And there is a big difference between disagreements and an argument. But it just, because in an argument, you're supposed to find a middle ground, but if you're just like not trying to actively engage to get to a middle ground, you're just not doing it right. I mean, I don't think that's how you're supposed to argue.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be curious to hear like what point she was making specifically though, but, because I can kind of see what she might have said about the explicit stuff, but she's making that statement as if AI comes up with that normally, and that's not how AI works.
Yeah, no,
you create a prompt. So the human is to blame, could be to blame for the explicit thing it created, because what did you put in the prompt that made it think to make that?
Exactly.
If I said, make a painting of dolphins versus make a painting of Epstein Island, who knows what it's gonna make, right? So then you're like, whoa,
I agree.
So, I mean, I do like debates, though.
Me too, no.
I do like debates. And argumentative writing can be pretty fun.
It is.
But like I said, I like discussion posts, but I'll kind of low-key argue with people in there. And
it's fun, though. I mean,
but I get my points, that's what matters.
That is what matters. But I absolutely love debate, too. There's a debate team that I'm on the trial for years, so that's really cool. And it's just, I used to debate back at my old school. We did, like, model UN simulations, and that was really fun.
Did they have the meeting? Like they had it?
Oh no! This was a different thing that
okay.
it wasn't the debate club, sadly. But just debating as a whole, I love it. Absolutely, I love engaging in debate. It's really fun, and arguing your points, standing by your points, but also being able to understand the other perspective, try to see why they understand that. That's great too.
I've thought about maybe hosting some debates like on my channel. I think that would be fun.
That would be really fun.
Like, or even doing like maybe live, like a couple live, where people can they can tap in, they can maybe ask questions like in real time, and then I can like write them down, and then as you guys are like debating, I can be like, all right, hold on, like we got a question that came in that's like related to the same topic, right? And like
Right.
people can actually ask, you know, one of the people like the question, you know,
It could
like,
be
well,
like-
what do you think about X, Y, and Z?
You know those Jubilee videos where it's like,
Yeah. It's
something
like one
that,
person
yeah.
in the room, and then it's like a whole bunch of
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kind of like that.
that'd be
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
No, what I'm getting at too is just like, obviously, you know, a different group of people. It doesn't have to be like millennials versus Gen Z or whatever.
Yeah,
It could just be,
yeah.
like,
Just
a
well,
range
I
of
was
people.
thinking just picking like a topic.
Yeah, exactly. Just a
Picking
topic,
like a topic.
and then like ask a question regarding the topic, and then just see where people stand on it. Like yes, no, and then
You
engage
can
in
kind of,
debate.
yeah, that could be good.
That would be really fun.
Do you have any other things to share about you before we end?
I'm sorry if
No.
I'm sorry if the whole podcast thing was like a bit awkward. This is my first time on anything like this.
No, it was good. You're
This
great.
was great. I had a lot of fun.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Definitely like and subscribe. Sorry if I look so red right now, guys. I'm just I'm just very new to all this. But
Do you want people to follow you?
yes,
Do you want me to link your
I
Instagram?
would. At 2timeabe. That might change in the future depending on where you're watching.
Okay, I'll put that in there.
Thank you very much for watching the podcast, guys. I hope you got a good in-depth look at
Yes, and you
what we
might see
discussed.
Abe on again doing some debates, so we'll see.
Yeah, that'd be really
That'd
fun.
be cool.
We got a few stories. You know, we do fun stuff. Yeah, this is great.
All right, guys, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe, and thanks
Like
for
and
watching
subscribe. Thank you
Lucy's
very much.
Paradise Podcast. Aloha.